genuinely feel social, without losing like your motor skills, without losing your inhibitions. Like you know what you're doing.
With alcohol, it lowers your
Yep.
inhibitions in that decision making in the frontal
Yep.
cortex. So
Yep. So yeah, alcohol is a poison. Our liver generates an enzyme to neutralize that poison. So what we feel really isn't the alcohol; it's the enzyme, and it's our body's way of trying to get us to stop putting the poison in our body, and that's the effect. And that's also too why that as you drink more and more alcohol, it takes more and more to get you drunk because you're depleting your liver of being able to generate that enzyme.
Man.
So really, it's the enzyme that makes us feel drunk. And the idea is to stop our body functions and stop doing whatever it is that we're doing. And that's the idea. It's our body's way of trying to defeat that. Whereas in Kava, it's completely different, natural. It's actually pushing and creating those enzymes and balancing the hormones and stuff like that in your mind to help you remember how to be social. So that was it was a whole thing that just kind of over a year and a half that it just kind of ended up discovering and kind of just researching and figuring out what's good kava, what's bad kava, all that kind of stuff.
I did, in research see that the brewing process and a lot of that stuff has to do with it if they are doing it. And I think you might have touched on this before in a conversation of how if you don't brew it properly and stuff like that, it can lower the quality.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, so the plant itself, how it's harvested, how it's dried, and all of those different things, how old the plant is. So generally, a kava is a root of a pepper bush, more or less.
Okay.
Right? And that's why some of the kava can have kind of a peppery taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't generally, it's kind of a hard plant to keep alive. So they have to intentionally keep these plants alive.
Yeah.
The higher up the mountain you go, the more natural it is. So there's different minerals and stuff in the South Pacific Islands that this bush really needs in order to grow, which is why it's so like more indigenous to that area. But the lower areas of the islands gets depleted of that mineral. So they either have to bring the soil from up above and put it in there, or they farm up the mountain, right? So the more of those minerals that are in the soil, the stronger the plant is. And the plant generally lives for about 5 years before they start to harvest it.